On this mission, we will learn how to do a visual circuit landing, taxi and shutdown, with a North American Rockwell OV10A Bronco of Venezuela's Air Force. This mission includes the following sections: initial approach, brake circuit, landing, taxi to ramp, optional, shutdown, optional. The approximate mission time is 15 to 20 minutes. Press spacebar to begin. We have paused the mission, to be able to explain how this mission will unfold. We are nearing Anapa Air Base, you should be able to see it straight ahead. You will have to reduce your altitude and airspeed gradually, so that you arrive to it flying at 1,000 feet above ground level and 200 knots, and on the same heading as its runway, 220 degrees. Since this airbase is at around 150 feet, your 1,000 feet above ground level will actually display as 1,150 feet on your barometric altimeter. Press spacebar to unpause. Do not overfly the main runway, instead head a bit to its right, over the ramp zones. This way you will be able to check if the runway is occupied or not. You are now at initials, set the condition levers to the full forward position. Your speed should be 200 knots, altitude 1,150 feet. Brake, roll left into a 45 to 60 degrees of bank and reduce power levers to idle. As you decelerate below 180 knots, lower landing gear and extend flaps to full down. Add power to keep speed at no less than 160 knots. Exit the turn on a heading of 40 degrees and at 750 feet ASL altitude, 600 feet AGL. Level out the aircraft, its heading should be 40 degrees, the opposite of the runways. Keep the speed at 160 knots, altitude at 750 feet ASL. Complete the landing checklist. Condition levers should be at takeoff, landing, full forward. Landing gear should be down. Flaps, they should be fully extended. Landing light set to on. Begin the turn left into the base leg, at a point slightly downwind of the landing end of the runway. Maintain 750 feet until you have completed the turn. Align with the runway and perform a descending approach, with a speed of 110 knots. Near the runway threshold, reduce power and speed. Touchdown. Press and hold the propeller reverse key, while at the same time push throttle to max. Apply wheel brakes while keeping the aircraft aligned on the runway. Stop the aircraft completely, to be able to record how long your landing run was. Proceed forward and take the first runway exit to the right. Well done, you may now select. Press backspace to practice the taxi to ramp and the aircraft shutdown. Press spacebar if you want to end the training now. Taxi forward and then proceed onto apron 2. Park your aircraft on the same spot where you started on the previous training mission. Your ground crew is waiting there. Once clear of the runway, flap handle up to retract the flaps. Condition levers set to normal flight, a bit back from their maximum position. Landing light. As required, for this mission, turn it off. Good, you are now on apron 2. Taxi to your spot and park your aircraft facing the runway, as shown on the diagram. Well done, you are now at your proper parking spot and facing the runway. Select. Press backspace to learn the shutdown procedure for the Bronco. Or, press spacebar if you prefer to end the training at this point. Perform the following procedure in order to shut down your aircraft. Condition levers, set to their fuel shut-off lever position, by clicking on them. Power levers. On the real aircraft, you would set them to full reverse, but since the propeller feathering is not yet simulated, move the levers to their fully aft position instead. All radios and navigation equipment set to off. Currently the radios are not simulated and we have already turned off the TACAN, so we will skip this step. External and interior lights. Turn all off. You have landed safely back at Anapa. taxied back to the ramp, and performed a proper aircraft shutdown. Good job, you have successfully completed this training mission. Press spacebar to exit the training.